Breakfast sausage day. It's breakfast sausage day today. And we're gonna have some little sausages. They're not really sausages, they're not links. It's just sausage. Breakfast sausage in a patty form. Been cooking here for the last 15 minutes or so. Haven't tried it yet. Let's give it a try. Let's try it. See what it's all about. It's about goodness. It's about good stuff. It's pretty tasty. It's Italian, breakfasty kind of sausage. Let's try another part. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So divine. So divine. It's so divine. And I got this 40 of Mickey's fine malt liquor. I had debated whether or not I would buy this while I was going through the store, looking around, spacing out. I knew I was buying this for sure. Whether or not the breakfast sausage was a toss up between that and a microwavable double cheeseburger. And I was like, it's quick. I don't have to cook. I don't have to wash a pan when I get home. For the microwave, I could just throw it in the microwave at the store, have it ready, get home. It's ready to go. 40, but then I was like, man, it always seems to be a thing with the cooking the thing just right, because the bread seems to get hard before the patty gets, done. So I spent less money on the, I guess it was like a half pound worth for $3 and like 83 cents versus a $5 25 cent. $5.55, whatever it was, for the microwavable big deluxe charbroil. So I said, so we just kept moving along, We just kept moving along. And just kept moving along. Trudging forward through every obstacle that was laid in our path. I got really hungry. I don't know why. I got really hungry on the way. And I said, you know, And along the way, you know, here and there, everywhere, we almost downtown. You know, you know, it really makes me wonder. Anyway, this breakfast patty sausage stuff. Sold bulk, homemade there. It really sparked up a lot of drive. A whole bunch. Just a whole bunch of stuff. It's an awesome van. Ford Super van. That was probably like a 73, probably 74, 73, 72 maybe. I'm not sure how many years they made that Ford Super van. 200 Econoline, 302. Panel van. That one had little round circles in the back, and then the back doors swing open. They have windows, and then the sliding side door has a window or two. One. But it's got like a, doesn't have like a snout. It's not totally flat like a VW nose. It's got somewhat of a little jaunt out, and it looks cool. It's got round headlights, nice grill, but like the hood's only this long. Basically, it's like maybe 15 inches at that. Opens up. I used to have one blue, same color, basically, sky blue. I had two front seats. I ripped out all the other seats. It didn't have the little circle windows in the back. Um, but it had 302. It started getting really rusted out, and I lived in that thing down by the river for, I don't know, a few different, couple years, not in the winter. But, you could have survived in the winter there. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Picked up this chick one time walking down the street. She got in, and we were friends. And more so, She lives in there for a while with me too. Or one night, she had this tent that her friend gave her, so we camped out at this place. And I was like, I'm sleeping in the van because there's bears around. She's like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep in the tent. I'm like, okay. And so I remember, like, the van was parked, and I was on my like skateboard out skateboarding somewhere, and I pull up to the camp. We were in this camping kind of like, it wasn't a campground. It was just like a field that we had kind of camped out in, and I remember walking up and I could see something. It was dark, but there was like a fire going that was kind of dwindling. That was just left, like from someone else who was kind of camping in that field. This guy, and then I shined the flashlight. It was like 20 yards away there, her tent, and outside the door was this giant ass fucking black bear, of, like sniffing around the tent, and she was in there. Like, I could see a light on in there, a dim light. She was in there reading a book. I found out later. But I was like, holy shit. I fucking jumped in my van and just, like, turned on the headlights, and there was this giant black bear just, like, mulling around, kind of like. And she didn't even know it, but she must have had something in there. And I was like, man. It went away after I turned the headlights on. And I went over there, and I was like, you would never believe the size of the bear that was just outside your tent door. And she's like, really? She's like, I thought I heard something snorting around. I was like, yeah, it was fucking huge, man. The thing was ready to like rip you apart, probably. Anyway, after that, she asked me to, like, please stay out in the tent with me at the time. So she read a book to me. She was reading the book, so she read out loud. I fell asleep. I honestly don't remember what the book was, but it was something like interview with a vampire or some fucking like that. She was a good reader, though. It was enjoyable. It was, you know, entertaining, to say at least. Put me to sleep anyway. I don't know what happened to that girl. She was a little bit crazy. Like a lot of her. Chores, chores, chores. And so, it wasn't long after that. There was a chicken coop next to this field. And chickens pretty much take care of themselves. Nice roosting area. But some motherfucking kid or somebody went in there, opened the pen door and left it open, and the fucking raccoons went in there and fucking killed like all but maybe 2 birds out of like 18 fucking chickens. It's like all it did was bit their heads off. It was like, I don't know if they sucked the butt out or if they got, like scared off in the middle of the feast. But raccoons, what they like to do is eat the brains because that's the most nutrient rich organ, I guess. So a lot of times they'll just eat the heads off of birds or whatever they catch. Anyway, I remember finding out that there was going to be like a raccoon trapping at this chicken coop. So they baited it. Went into the trap. And he got it. Like it killed him. It was a kill trap. Fucking bastard. And they use that browning seasoning. Kitchen bouquet as the bait. Works good for a lot of animals. I mean, it's not deplorable, but it's deprivable, deprivable, deprivable. Watching Bowfinger, Steve Martin, Heather Graham, and Eddie Murphy, Vanessa Redgrave. Anyway, it's funny because Heather Graham like works her way up the channel lines to get more scenes. Son of a bitch. If you like comedy, like Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin, if you haven't seen Bowfinger, check it out. It's a little far out, outlandish, but it's unbelievable comedy. It'll make you laugh. At least it's a lot of dry humor, I think. Like people like me, I love that sort of dry humor show where it's not like outright laughable. It takes a lot. So I kind of like the dry humor, the chuckly kind of, like sort of. It's a lot like The Life Aquatic, Bill Murray. It's not seriously funny. It's very comedic. It's dry. A lot of it's implied. Um, maybe it's straightforward. I don't know. Maybe it's innuendo-ish, but whatever it is. It's entertainment. Oh, my blouse. My blouse. It's Nacho Libre would be like a more excitable comedy and more laughable. Like the Sanchez, like Napoleon Dynamite, sort of. This stuff's more. It's different. It's stupid. Similar in a lot of ways, but different in many. I'm gaining about 3/4 pound right now with this meal. This 40 together. Maybe like 2 pounds. Topping the charts. Gaining the gains, the weight gains are. I'm loving it. I don't know what's up with this Grinch stuff from McDonald's. I was watching some guy the Grinch McChristmas. I don't know what that's about. It's just Grinch for the hell of it, or what makes it a Grinch thing? Hello. What's that? I'm working away on this breakfast sausage patty. Following through the scripts. I'm watching Q Card, boy and girl. And hey, aren't you guys supposed to be like holding cue cards? Who needs them? Who needs them? If you haven't seen the OnlyFans page we do, well, we live in China, so you're not gonna. We're Chinese. Living, breathing Chinese. All the way from the get-go. As a Chinaman, my favorite time to make a dentist appointment is at 2:30. Anyway, part Chinese, part jalapenos, part Thai, Taiwanese. Yeah. Part Indianese. Part Badnese. Part Americanese. Part Canadianese. Part Canadian geese. Partarded. Part partarded. Part humanoid breakdancer. Part fluid exoskeleton. Part part vintage. I don't think you can find this anywhere. Except Hawaii, maybe. Close. Been close to Hawaii. Not far from there. Honolulu. Pearl Harbor. Guantanamo Bay. That's a great lunch fast sausage. 26 minutes in. Seems longer. That's okay. Have me a break, ma'am. Suspension of disbelief. If you know what that is, good for you. If you don't, learn. It happens all the time in movies you watch. Or maybe you watch suspensionless disbelief movies where there is none of that. It's real. It's really happening. Well, damn you for that. Suspension of disbelief is when you watch something, your brain is just like, it's sort of like, then you're like, as if that would really happen. Because it won't, but they want you to believe it. And when I mean they, the filmmakers are suspension of disbelieving it. It's part of film and culture. Does it make a great movie? No. Yes. A little bit here and there. But when it's just like sucks, it's like, come on, man. It's like when there's like, say, like two people. We'll just put it in a setting, a movie setting. Like there's the hero, and then the anti-hero, and then the gal, and then the hero is gonna save the gal, but the anti-hero is coming for them. And there's like the anti-hero is almost there, and by the looks of it, he's like on top of them. But the superhero and the gal have a chance to just be like, I've always loved you. And like, in the amount of time it takes them to do the dialogue, like the dude would have been there and they would have been like, cannibalized already. But in suspension of disbelief, it's like, okay, dude's right here, and you have like, it's gonna take him like, in reality, like maybe 3 seconds to get to you. But in the script, it's like, okay, they gotta do this and this, and then they turn, and even still have time to defeat, the anti-hero. That's sort of like suspension of disbelief. But you almost believe it to be real. The suspension of disbelief. It suspends your, like, this can't really happen in reality, which it never does. But, it's a movie, so it's not real. A lot of people watch movies, they're like, oh my God. Like, it's just a movie. A lot of the real stuff I like, because then if it's done, without suspension of disbelief, it's based on facts, then that makes a great movie, if you ask me. Fun movies are loaded, could be, can be, don't have to be. A lot of stuff that's, far out, loaded with suspension of disbelief. Some of the real stuff, accurate movies based on accuracy. There are very few movies that can pull that off. There might be 100 over time that have really accentuated the ability to stick to fact without the suspension of disbelief. But you can't tell the whole story without a little bit of embellishment. You know what I mean? And when I mean embellishment, I mean layering on thick with food. Like Titanic, for fuck's sake. Mostly factual. If not. But stranger than fiction. Oh, God. It's a great buzz. Time to get to work. Oh, yeah.